Привет, comrades, and welcome back to DCS. Today we learn... Okay, I'm done with the voice. Welcome back to DCS, and today we're going to be going over air-to-ground weapons employment. Primarily speaking, unguided bombs and rockets in the MiG-29 Alpha, the full-fidelity MiG-29 Fulcrum. We have an array of soft and hard targets we're going to be engaging today, so without further ado, let's begin. Alright, first things first, let's talk through the cockpit setup for engaging in air-to-ground. So we're going back over to the DCS panel, and we're going to set our selector knob from nav, which it's currently set to OPT, or optical. That is going to utilize our little optical targeting pod and the laser designator on that pod to enable a, I guess it's like a CCIP, continuously computed impact point type bombing, or rocketeering. We're going to do that. Master arm is already on. And then the last thing we want to do is set our gun mode to ground. We'll talk more about the inboard-outboard storage, or stores, but it is worth noting that on this variant of the MiG-29, we're always going to use our inboard stores first. So whatever you have on the inboard stations, in my case bombs, that's what you're going to want to use first. To me, that makes sense. I've got, 1,000 kilos under my wings. If I can get rid of those first pass and lighten up the aircraft, I'm happy to do that. And then I'm going to be more agile, more maneuverable with rockets. But depending on your mission data type, your experience may vary. So I'm going to go ahead and unpause here. We'll select optical. Like I said, and you can see we have that CCIP bombing reticle now. And I'm actually going to climb because we need a pretty steep angle of descent. I think it's over 30 degrees, so you have to be pretty ballsy to get a good, consistent walk here. We'll just skim below these low clouds. I'm looking for a little port out there. That's where I put the bad guys. I think I see it. Yeah. There it is. So, we're going to enter a shallow left-hand turn, get lined up on our final attack heading. You can see our inboard stations are selected. That being our bombs. Master arm is already on. I am visual our targets. Let's come off power and roll in here. And we'll dump the nose past 30 degrees to let our laser designator get a good... There's 30 degrees right there. Go below 30 should be good. Pickle. Pulling out of it. We were just short. That's my bad flying, not necessarily the aircraft. So now you see we have a reticle for the rockets, but we actually need to toggle outboard and back to inboard. And now you can see that reticle's moving around because it's actually trying to compute an impact point. It's not going to do well right now because of the angle that we're at. But let's come back around for another attack run here. And same rules apply here. We want about a 30-degree decline. Nor my erratic flying. I'm still new to the MiG. As are all of you. We can learn together. Okay, looking for our targets. Looking visual. Line our pipper up. And we'll sneak back in for one more attack run. We have quantity. Where's my quantity? 8. I think that's 8. 8 rockets remaining. So, same thing as before. I'm going to turn outbound for just a minute here. Gain some of that altitude back so we can get that steep angle of descent. Again, 30 degrees or more to get a really good laser range. 280 on the speed. We'll kind of let the aircraft slow itself down here for a minute. And we'll roll it in. Attack the second group here. Nice steep approach angle. Got one smoking. That is not a counter. There is a quantity counter somewhere. I'm just daft and unable to find it. Get one more rockets pass in, then we'll switch to guns. Same process as before. We're going to turn outbound just a little bit, gain a lot of altitude. Got tons of fuel on board, so I have no qualms with using a heck of a lot of burner. And we'll come out of burner. I think nope, we're not out of rockets. Not yet. Not yet. Let's line up on that original target. Out of rockets. And we're going to go back over to optical. We're going to set our guns to ground. And we should be good to go. Alright, wait till we bust through the clouds. We'll hit the first stage. We'll start lining up for those targets that are now in the shade. And fire. Missed every single shot. Wondering if the gun also needs that 30-degree declination to accurately predict impact points. Let's give that a try. Coming back around for another pass. Not nearly as much setup needed since we are using the gun. Let's roll it in. First stage on. We're darn near vertical. It's more accurate, but it's still not perfect. And I'm going to hit the ground again. Well, anyway, that's how you would employ weapons if you could fly worth a darn, which I obviously cannot. So, I think that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. I do dearly appreciate it. Well, I died, but if I didn't die, I would see you in the next one. As always, take it easy.